Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Saturday, November 18th, and we are here answering your financial questions. And we do that by asking you to do a little bit of work. All you need to do is go to our website, jillonmoney.com. When you get to the website, you hop onto that front door, and lo and behold, in the top right-hand corner, there's a little button that says Contact Us. Click that button, write the question, and then Mark will help you if you want to come on the air live with us. All you need to do is check that little box. See how easy it is? I love it when things are easy like that. Today, let's get going. We've got Maureen, who's on the line from New York.
I have some questions about our traditional IRAs, which also encompass some 401ks and doing Roth conversions. We have about 2.6 million in all of our retirement funds, of which about 400 is Roth IRA. We've been retired for about 2 years. And so last year we started doing conversions to keep us up to the 22% tax bracket. And I'm wondering if there's just a rule of thumb of how much we should be looking to convert to Roth.
So tell me a little bit about yourselves. You've been retired for 2 years. There's a selves, so there's a plural. So you and a spouse, how old are you?
And we're both 67.
Okay. Are you collecting Social Security?
I am, and I collect about $2,000 a month. My husband is going to wait till he's 70, and he has a small pension that's about $2,000 a month.
And he's collecting that pension currently?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
He's collecting that pension, yes.
Okay. How much money do you have that is in non-retirement assets? What are you paying the tax? How are you paying the tax that's due on the money you are converting?
We have about $350,000 in cash.
Okay. Is that it in terms of the cash?
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
The idea here is that we really need to make sure that many people who are in retirement, if you're listening, that you have liquidity. And what do we mean by that? I know that you want to convert as much as you can, but you're going to have a big tax bill as a result, right? In your look ahead, let's just talk about where you are right now, that you've got $4,000 a month coming in income, right? And so I'm wondering, how much do you need when it comes to retirement income? What's the need?
I would say it's somewhere in the area of $125,000 a year.
Okay, so you need $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
And so right now, what are you doing to pay for that gap between the Social Security, the pension, and the need? Where are you drawing from?
Right from the taxable account.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we cannot drain too much of your liquidity. We just can't. If you had $3 million in your taxable account, then I might say it's not really there's a rule of thumb, but the rule of thumb is that we cannot leave you with too little money in this account. So at the very least, what I would say is at age 70, okay, what will the Social Security benefit be that he'll claim?
Oh, it'll be about $4,000 a month.
So at that time, then you'll have much more of money, coming in. You'll have 8 out of your 10 or 11,000 that you'll need, right? So that's good news. So what we need to make sure is, no matter what, right now, there's 2 years of your need that is set aside. So for right now, the next 2 years, essentially, I want to make sure that you have enough money. Okay. And that means money in case you need a car or something bad happens, and also the income that you have to fund. So then if you said to me, okay, well, we got that set. I'm going to pretend, let's just say that's 150 grand total ish. Okay. And now you have $200,000 that's left to pay taxes when you do your conversion. And so what I want you to do is to back into this. Instead of saying, I'm going to convert up to my tax bracket, it's really saying over the next 3 years before he has his Social Security kick in, how much can we convert and not drain our cash? That's the real issue. Right? Because I cannot afford, and you can't afford, to have too little money accessible to you at this point in your life. So let's guess that of that, let's say that, how much have you been doing in the conversion so far? How much was the gross amount?
Last year, we converted a little over 100,000.
Okay. And so, you ended up, unfortunately for you, hello, New York State, you've got a nice fat tax. So presumably you paid about 35 grand of that in taxes. Is that right? Maybe a
I
little
would
more?
say it was a little less because we were able to itemize because we did
Hmm.
a donor advised fund.
Oh,
So
great.
yeah, so we did that. We fund the donor advised fund every 2 or 3 years, and so
Mhm.
we timed it for that reason and everything.
Great.
So,
Okay.
so
So that was great. So perfect. So if we said that you could keep doing about, I don't know, let's say 100 to, I think 100 is probably not a bad number. Maybe it's 120 for the next few years. So you stay in the 22. I wouldn't, by the way, I wouldn't go crazy if you actually ended up in the 24% bracket for a little bit of the money. It wouldn't kill you. It's fine. It's not going to be a ton of money. It's, because of the way progressive rates work. I think about 100 or 120 grand. Maybe you do a little bit more in the years that you're funding the donor advised fund. Then you will, hopefully by the time he is collecting Social Security, that you'll have, 700-800 grand in the Roth. And then at 70, you have to reassess at 70, right? Because then you have all that income. We see where tax rates have landed. Maybe you'll be able to do a little bit more. Who knows? And you'll be not so far behind. But I think that that's sort of the general game plan. Now, have you guys made any decisions around living? Are you going to stay where you are? Do you have homes? Like, what's your guess
well,
here?
well, we own our home and we don't have a mortgage on it, so we're not really sure what we're going to do. And I guess my other question was gifting to our children. We have 2 kids, and we do like to give them money. And I wanted your thoughts about if we give them money out of our retirement account and have the tax withheld out of the retirement account, so that we're not taking it out of our taxable account. What do you think of that strategy? And we're talking about $10,000 to $15,000 for each child.
What's their tax bracket?
They're higher. They're higher. They're
Oh, I like your kids. So
yeah.
why are you gifting if they're making so much money?
Because give it to them now while they can use it.
But they have money, right? Do they
Oh
really
yes,
need it right this second?
they wouldn't turn it down.
Well, who would? But I'm just
Yes.
saying, you're young. I wouldn't be gifting so quickly right now.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. You don't have a ton of liquidity. You have a lot of money in retirement assets. And, if you choose later on, maybe when your husband starts getting the required minimum distribution, you may want to actually skip that distribution because you may not need that money and send that to charity, not the donor advised fund, right? But if your kids don't need the money right now, I hate for you. Why are you paying the taxes right now? Like, I just feel like it's like, I mean, you could, but I guess what you're saying is you want to arbitrage the fact that you're in a lower tax bracket. So you could potentially, yeah, okay. I hear that I'm never going to convince you otherwise. So sure, why not? You can pull it from your retirement account. Don't go above 24% though, because in the years when you do that, you're going to pop over 24%. If you want to do that, go ahead and do that. Well, who am I to say? That said, I don't know. I think it sounds like you're in great shape. So I don't want to rob you of the joy of giving your money away because I know that makes parents very happy. And you've done a great job of saving and you're not going to spend all your money anyway. So fantastic. Well done. You and your husband should pat yourselves on the back, have a little glass of wine tonight and toast yourselves because you've done a great job. And so I think that's the game plan here. So remember, liquidity first, conversion second. Okay.
Great.
If you want to join us on the air, again, just go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. Don't forget, while you're there, we do have a whole bunch of free stuff. All that content lives there. If you want to pay to become part of the Jill on Money live community for $35, you will get 4 webinars and a lot of bonus content. The next webinar is coming up very quickly, December 6th. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We are doing tax and year-end financial planning with Dan Forbes. He's a certified financial planner. He's also a guy who I trained. So you'll get all the inside scoop on what a horrible boss I was. So join us for $35. You'd probably just want to pay to learn about that stuff. Anyway, we would be very happy if you joined us. And remember, you can get all the other stuff that's behind the paywall for that $35. Okay, that is it. That's the program. So lift someone up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.